What's up YouTube, and welcome to the grand return of Cithria, Lady of Clouds, this time along the ruined King Viego. I'll explain the core of this deck first because then everything else will make sense immediately. So we're basically trying to build a board full of tokens, doesn't matter if they're big or small units. And then we try to get a Spectral Matron Cithria Lady of Clouds combo as soon as possible. So we play a couple of cards that discount Spectral Matron, and we play a lot of draw to find it consistently, which I'll get to in a second. But ideally on turn 6 or 7, we want to play the Spectral Matron, copy the Cithria onto the board, and give its summon effect to everything that we already have. Then ideally we do that on an offensive turn. We can either push lethal immediately by pulling everything aside and hitting with the 12 attack Fearsome Spectral Matron and the 10 attack Cithria Lady of Clouds. If that is not enough to finish the game immediately, we will usually at least stabilize, and then we can wait 1 or 2 more turns and actually play the Cithria Lady of Clouds as a permanent effect and double the stats on our board again. And at that point we should just have full control of this game because we play a bunch of massive units. Alright, now let's look at some of the key combo cards first. I already explained Cithria and Spectral Matron. We play Mobilize as basically a ramp tool. We play a lot of units in this version. We play 31 units, so Mobilize is usually going to hit like 4 or 5 units in your hand. And then we play plenty of draw and tutoring, mainly Spirit Leech as card draw, one of the few units that actually draws 2 cards at once, very effective to cycle through your deck and find your combo. And Stalking Shadows is even better there because it lets you pick the card you want out of the top 4 in your deck. We should have pretty good odds of usually finding the Spectral Matron Cithria combo. But of course the deck is not only centered around that combo specifically, it has some other intricate and very sweet combos. First of all, another ramp tool would be Oblivious Islander. This card is really good in multiple scenarios. One would be to discount the Spectral Matron even further, get it to like 5, 6 or 7 mana cost when paired with cards like Mobilize or multiple Oblivious Islanders. It also is very good to reduce the cost of cards that are already ephemeral. So for example, the second copy of a Stalking Shadow card or Darkwater Scourge. And Darkwater Scourge in this deck is also pretty insane because we play Mask Mothers as well. So the way the Mask Mother works is that she only copies the positive keywords, but not a keyword like ephemeral. Therefore, one of your best bets against aggro decks or against tempo decks is going to be finding a Darkwater Scourge and then eating it up with Mask Mother right away. And with this deck, we can do this as early as turn 3. All we need to have is Mobilize, be patient, wait for turn 3, bank the spell mana, and then you play Mobilize into a 2 mana Scourge, into a 1 mana Mask Mother, and you have a 7/7 Lifesteal Fearsome. But of course, Mask Mother can also eat up any other card, for example, that was discounted by Oblivious Islander, just a super flexible tool in this one. And of course, can also eat up the Encroaching Mists that are spawned by either Viego or the Carnivoran Soldier. And the only other unmentioned cards are utility cards, so we play Hapless Aristocrat, not only because it's also good for stabilizing and against being aggroed down, but also a great token later on. Once you drop Cithria, this is going to be a card that will very often pull your opponent's blockers aside. We play Fading Icon for similar reasons. It is a token, it's an effective blocker, and the prey can be sacrificed for a Spirit Leech or a Mask Mother or whatever. And I think Carnivoran Soldier and Viego need no explanation. Keep in mind you can turbo level Viego very often in this deck. Because of cards like Spirit Leech and because of cards like Mask Mother, you'll very continuously be able to kill off your own units. And if you ever do get something like a Matron Cithria ephemeral combo off, keep in mind that the ephemeral Cithria dies and gives 10 points towards Viego's level up. So overall a super synergistic deck and lots of fun to play, but it does take a while until you really understand and really see all of the combos that are possible and until you make proper use of them. Especially the Oblivious Islander inclusion can be very tricky in these combos. Last card I didn't mention yet, I like to play some Radiant Guardians, especially in the current meta. It still seems very aggressive. I saw a lot of Yordle burn, Spider burn, Poppy Z, some lurkers are still running around, so I like to have plenty of lifesteal units. This card, of course, is also insane if she ever gets the Cithria buff. And for the current meta, I really like the inclusion of 3 single combats, just because of so many threats like Zed and Poppy being around. But of course, it's also very good once we get a lifesteal unit, either a stacked up Mask Mother or a Radiant Guardian. Now for this deck, we have a lot of tech choices. If you only run into aggro, I would actually consider cutting the Viego and Carnivore and Soldier combo. I would for sure play another Radiant Guardian, Aristocrat, and probably more Concerted Strikes or Sharp Sides. Sharp Sides, of course, very good against Elusives and Poppy Z, Concerted just against everything else. Apart from that, I feel like the list is already fairly well balanced for the current meta. It is well teched for aggro with the inclusion of all of these lifesteal combos and single combats, and we do have just enough top end to have really consistent pressure in the late game. With that being said, I can't wait to show you some of the amazing gameplay examples that I had with this deck.
Is it the mustache? Who knows?
Poppy Ziggs, people just don't get tired of that deck. Alright, ideally we just find Darkwater Scourge and it's an auto win. Oh, let's go. Let's freaking go. Wondering what turn my opponent will concede on. Probably like turn 4 or 5. Oh my goodness, what an opening. This is just nasty. This hand is just nasty. Maybe they'll already concede this turn. Fearsome actually gonna get a Nexus hit in. Oh my goodness. Well, that's what you get for playing aggro. For playing outdated, overused aggro on the ranked ladder. Sometimes karma just gets to you. Oof. It gets better and better. The only thing I need to do is not misclick the Spirit Leech onto the Mask Mother. Funny thing is, this would have almost been lethal if my opponent didn't have a Fearsome blocker here. Just winging it for 12. Could grow this even further. Let's see. I want to play this and let it die at the end of round, so that the buff carries over. Rather that Viego spawns an ephemeral at the start of next round. Didn't need you anyway. Oh, wait, it doesn't work that way. What? Missed that. So either grow this further or pass for now. Wait, can you... I didn't check if there was a summon button, actually. I might have missed that. Oh, then that was a real misplay. It works the same way as Urchin. That's something I should have known. Yeah, definitely missed out big time there on the Viego mist. Sure thing, you do you. So if I eat this Masked Mother... Actually, maybe I should have just eaten it twice to level Viego as soon as possible. So the fun thing here is that my opponent has a full board and they can't really do anything. Can I level Viego this round? That would be 7 plus 9 from the Leech and single combat. I could, but I don't think... I think this lifesteal is worth more than Viego right now, to be honest. I'm also surprised my opponent still didn't surrender to be... Oh! Let's go. I suppose my opponent surrenders a bit later than I would have expected at first. I mean, just take out the fearsome blockers, right? Can threaten lethal next turn with Despair into the double fearsome attack. Oh, this is just nasty draw for me though, for this matchup specifically. Oh, that was one-sided. GG. Against Thresh Viego. Okay, we just won the turbo ramp if I'm not mistaken. Could keep a single combat. I think we kick everything and look for Matron and mobilize. It's just too likely that my opponent has a bunch of answers for the single combat. Oh, the dream combo's back. We look for Matron first though. Oh, let's go. Well, in this case, I think we just start to put on the pressure. Then again, Camavoran Soldier is probably gonna come down here. We don't need this yet, right? This would be much better if this hits more discount stuff. Okay, let's think for a second. Cithria is the obvious choice. Yeah, let's just go with the obvious choice. Ooh, lookouts. Fading Icon probably takes a Vile Feast. I think it's just mobilize and let him get their little ramp in, their little strike effect. What have we here? That's interesting. It's probably just more Masked Mothers if I'm not mistaken. Good thing about Masked Mother is that it can later basically take away the ephemeral keywords from other units, right? So the first Masked Mother can eat the ephemeral one basically. And make it permanent. Past 4+3 mana, okay. It's really risky against Twin Disciplines. Ooh, let's go. That's perfect for us. I mean, we're getting our power turns very soon. It seems like our opponent only has Hydra Vines. Well, but... No, Hydra Vine would have been played this turn, would have been ramped into. Probably removal for Viego. Vengeance, maybe? I'm not even sure. My opponent's hand feels very bricked, but we're also kind of just winning on the next attack. Gonna have a full board stacked with challengers. Well, good luck surviving this one. And now the question has been settled on which one is the superior Viego deck. Mono Ruined King all the way. Although, to be fair, the true carry of this deck is Matron and Cithria. Our opponent's at 20, so they'll overheal, so we'll pull the Fey Folk to the very left. That should be the best. Ooh, okay, that's the kind of hand you have. Alright, the way we ordered this, we still get the Encroaching Mist. If we would have pulled with Hapless to the left, I think we would not have gotten it because the Spiderling spawns first. Or we would have burned the Spiderling, I'm not quite sure. Oh, so close to leveling Viego. There's a good chance I could have played this better earlier on. Okay, my opponent doesn't have Ruination mana, so I can just do whatever I want. So he'll level at the end of the round. Don't really need to play anything else. And he'll spawn one into the next round. Ooh. It's another palm. Question is, does my opponent play the Ruination? But even if I play Cithria into a Ruination, I think I'm fine. Like, they shouldn't play the Ruination because their deck is also very board-centric. But you never know. We're gonna play the Ephemeral one. Because the only way we don't win is something like the Ruination, and then we'd rather have the non-Ephemeral one left. And this Viego is swole. Imagine buffing Viego through Mists. How boring would that be? I don't know, dear Mr. Opponent. I don't think you're getting out of this one. I guess you might stall one more turn. Might be Vengeance and Palm. Vile Feast. GG. I mean, my opponent's hand was giga reactive, not much they can do. Let's all take a moment and enjoy this 24 attack Nexus hit. Let's just put them to a casual minus 46. Alright, I guess we're not getting the tail of the dragon. Oh wow, GG. Ooh, and a level up animation. Let's go. Alright, we're up against the Inferno Banana. And this is a matchup I'm going to be very curious about. There's a lot of approaches to this. I think Radiant Guardian is going to be too slow. I kind of like the Soldier though, especially if my opponent's attacking on turn 3. And I think Single Combat and the Scourge combo are going to be some key finds. Okay. That's the first part. Unfortunately, no Darkwater Scourge, but still a good hand. Okay, how do we activate the Radiant Guardian? Don't see a super creative line right now. Could make this a 5/5. I don't think that helps enough. I mean, my opponent's probably open attacking, that's the issue. Soldier into Mask Mother the Mist is a line of play. I think I like that. Could open pass or open attack, see what our opponent does, but this just looks solid overall. Into Islander on Matron. Ooh, okay. No Poppy. That's pretty good for us. Okay, that for Demacia is going to be scary though. But ideally we just play the Radiant Guardian next turn and then we have Matron Cithria. Ah, should have been more patient. Yeah, we're gonna go Radiant Guardian into these. We don't want that to level and we want the bird to die. We'll have an 8-10 tough lifesteal challenger next round. I think she can carry us through this game. So crazy how redonkulous the stats can get out of hand with this deck so early on. It's turn 6 and we have just summoned a board of 30-30 stats value. Gotta love it. And there's so many different combos, like Mask Mother has so much playmaking potential in this one. Sure. Cut it for 12. Should be better than getting the 2-1 here. This might force my opponent to take some very uncomfortable blocks later on. Okay, so my opponent's telling me they have a lot of combat tricks, but I can just let the attack go through. In that case, rally really hurts though. Actually, it doesn't. Rally hurts a lot more if they do the combo tricks now and then still rally. Feels like this is gonna be another rally. If it's another pursuit, it really sucks for me. Actually, Aegis also sucks. But pursuit means I have to let this die to a quick attack. I think I like open attack the most. Before my opponent can play any Brightstate Protector or Golden Aegis. Could just take out the Young Witch. No, this is probably best. Okay, so my read earlier on was good. Good thing we didn't waste the Radiant Guardian on the first attack. I mean, we should be healthy here. I'm surprised our opponent played Young Witch this turn and not next turn to get more buffs. Think we're very stable here. It's the worst that can happen. Zed into rally, or supposed duo into rally. Can we find a unit that helps us? I don't think so. So we probably just play Cithria. I mean, this is free, sort of. We have spell mana. Oh, this can find single combat though. Let's play the Ephemeral first because we have high odds of not finding single combat, and then we want to leech the other Ephemeral, I think. Or just this. Wait, I'm actually dead to a rally. Let's hope our opponent doesn't have it. Whew. So far, so good. Right now I'd get the Fearsome hit through, but if my opponent has combat tricks, I'm doomed. I think I like Islander into Cithria the most. That gets most punished by a rally, but I mean, we kind of got to take the odds, I think. Take the chances. GG, outgrinded. It's crazy that we had such a crazy opening and our opponents still almost clawed their way back. Poppy Z is just silly strong right now, but still, that felt very satisfying. And felt very good.